reason I'm questioning whether or not your father is a simp is because there's no way that a dude that's not a simp daughter is gonna be on here talking that bullshit, leading with that fake ass femininity, and then gonna come on here trying to talk to me like you know what the fuck is going. I don't think you really knew what you was getting yourself into.
Ooh, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the episode of Raw Reacts. I got a great episode here today. Bit of an old one. We got the boy Antoine up in here cooking, man, with hot grease. I'm talking about cooking. I ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's hop right into it, though.
And I don't see nothing wrong with a man listening to his woman to get some advice from her. It's not saying that you're not a man because you're not hearing your woman out or because a woman is telling you what to do. All of us came from a woman. So when I'm hearing Anton speak, which I'm not just keep trying to relate to him, he came from a woman as well. So it's like, are you telling me you never listened to your mom growing up? Because you're saying that a man don't listen to a woman, like that make you less of a man. I'm just confused. So that's why I was just like, balance was right. And I just didn't want to say anything because I'm still confused on the first conversation. And I haven't got past that yet.
You come from a man. You come from your daddy's balls. Your woman, the mama is just the egg.
Facts.
Your mom delivered you. You came from a woman. Your dad did not give birth to you. Your mother.
Your mom was just an incubator. You come from your father. That's where you come from. I don't know.
Shout out to all the beautiful mothers out there. But you do come from your dad's nutsack. That's where you came from. You didn't come, your mama didn't make you by herself. I'm telling you that right now. He had to inseminate her in order for you to be born. So it started with him. I also believe I read somewhere that the gender of the baby is decided by the father because you come from the father. You know what I mean? So, but a lot of women will do that. You know what I'm saying? They will almost try to negate the father's contribution to the child by saying, "Oh well, I had the baby. We birthed you guys," as if they just did it by themselves or something like that. You know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense about it. But they'll use that to be like, "Oh, men should, acquiesce to us always because we give birth to them." Like, it's really goofy. Let's continue, guys.
Listen, I can't speak to your personal situation, although you did mention it. I'm not going to speak to your personal situation, but let me help you to understand something. The dudes that came before us, and again, this has nothing to do with you, was simps. They were weak. They said, I'm not talking about you.
Okay, well, I want to clear that up because my dad
was. You just said he wasn't talking about you.
Didn't I? Oh, you're not a good listener, right? And
I'm a great listener because this is my first time saying anything back to you. I listened to you earlier and didn't even know. I prefaced the conversation
twice by saying that I was not referring to you specifically. And then you went to go on about how it is that this is represented. This ain't about you. This is about life.
And I said I wanted to make that clear that my father was not a simp. But it's the same thing you were doing with people earlier. You don't like when somebody do something that you do. You were doing this to people earlier when they were speaking. All I'm saying to you is my father is not a simp. That's not an argument. My father is not a simp. That's all I was saying.
And how would you know?
How would you know?
I know for a fact my father is not a simp. My father is very intelligent, and my father is
what being intelligent got to do with being a simp?
It doesn't matter. He wasn't a simp.
No, you can't just say it doesn't matter. He wasn't a simp because you felt like he wasn't a simp. You don't know anything. You were his child. You weren't one of his girlfriends. You weren't a woman he was dealing with. You were his child. Being intelligent holds no bearings on whether or not you're a simp. There's plenty of dudes that are intelligent that are simps, straight up. And he wasn't even referring to you. He specifically said that he was not talking about you. Yet you still took it personally. What sense does that make? And you're a great listener? How so? How so?
It doesn't matter. He wasn't a simp. And we're going to leave it at that. And I'm not going to allow you to say my father's a simp because he's not.
I never said that he was. But
you just said, how do I know that?
He never called him a simp.
No, hold on, Mr. Lego. Let me cook. You know how I know that your father was possibly a simp?
You don't know that.
He was not a simp.
Do you know how I know your father was possibly a simp? Because you automatically triggered by it and nobody called him a simp.
I'm triggered by it because my father was a great man, and I don't allow nobody to talk crazy about my father.
But nobody mentioned your
father.
Nobody mentioned your father. Did anybody mention your father?
Do you have a daughter?
Did anybody mention your father?
Do you have a daughter?
I do.
Okay. If your daughter was sitting on this panel, you would want your daughter to speak highly of you as well. I'm not going to allow nobody to ask my dad.
If nobody asked about me,
he's not a simp.
If nobody asked about me, see, are you married?
I'm not married, but
I know you're not fucking married.
You don't know
She
that
definitely
I'm
not
not married.
married.
I'm
You
not
know
married
because I can tell by
chose
that
not to be
badass
married.
attitude. Listen, you already about to snatch dreams out the air. You're shaking your head. You're talking with your neck and shit. You're mentioning shit that nobody even ever brought up. I never brought up your fucking father. Not once. As a matter of fact, I made sure that you knew. Wait a second. If you be quiet for long enough to let somebody actually talk, you don't have to respond to something that I didn't even say. If you just be quiet for 5 seconds, you will understand the sentiment, and then you probably could get married. You would not be impacted by all of these fucking stories that you heard inside of your
you know what's crazy? You are judging me when you don't even know me.
So you let him
You don't even know me.
You
You don't even know me.
Hold
I
on,
could
y'all.
have been
Rashawn,
married.
don't cape, Rashawn.
No, wait.
That can speak directly
Rashawn,
about me.
stop.
A woman saying that she's been engaged but never married is like a man saying, "Oh, I almost got the pussy, but I didn't." That's the equivalent. That's the equivalent. So when y'all say that bullshit, just know it's a L, man. It's a L all the way around, man. For real. No, I ain't never been married, but I've been engaged. Oh no, I ain't get the pussy, but I almost did. Like, come on, man. Let's stop it, yo.
He's the only person on this.
I don't have to know you if I asked you a specific question.
I'm not married.
Listen.
Times.
That means nothing.
I guarantee you I heard that 1,000 times from a bunch of chicks that was masculine as fuck.
But you just said that if I listen, I will be married. That's
because you ain't quiet enough to actually
understand. Those single women saying I've been engaged.
This is what I guarantee you. I guarantee you after this show, you're going to have a life reality check because it's not going to sit well with you. And the reason it's not going to sit well with you is because you're wrong as fuck. You over talking after you said that you don't over talk. You led with that fake ass femininity when you first came on the panel. I don't over talk. I don't even respond. Now look at you.
Look at her.
You ain't out of character. This is who you fucking really are.
Yep.
And all I did was bring it out of you. See, the unique thing about me is that if you sit around me long enough, I'm gonna bring that bullshit up out of you. And you can't sit here and sell me something that ain't real. I knew you wasn't fucking married. And now, because of your behavior, not because of your father, but because of your behavior, I'm questioning whether or not your father is a simp. And the reason I'm questioning whether or not your father is a simp is because there's no way that a dude that's not a simp, daughter is gonna be on here talking that bullshit, leading with that fake ass femininity, and then gonna come on here trying to talk to me like you know what the fuck is going. I don't think you really knew what you was getting yourself
into. And he's
into.
right. You can always tell a woman that was raised by a father versus a woman that was raised by her mother. Like straight, a woman who was raised by her father has a certain level of respect for men, period. They don't talk to men crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're very chill. They're very cool. They're not like all like, oh, they're not doing all of that shit she's doing right now. Like at all. This is what I'm referring to a real man. I'm sorry. But if your dad is a simp, then he likely let you get away with popping off at the mouth and shit like that, talking to him crazy, talking to everybody else in your life crazy. That's why you ended up the way you are. That's why you act like how you act. That's what he's saying. And I completely agree with him.
Really knew what you was getting yourself
into. No,
into.
she didn't.
Because I'm not the one. I'm going to tell you the fucking truth. I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm not trying to get on your good side. None of that. So either you can take the advice so that you can actually get the results, and it ain't even got to be the results when it comes to marriage. It got to do with how you moving as a woman. That shit is fake.
That's fuck.
And all I'm doing is calling it out. You expose yourself, so you can take this shit and
she
move
frozen. Look at her.
Or you can continue to lead with that fake ass femininity and not getting the results that you want, and lean to your father. Which one you want? How you gonna move? Because all of this is bullshit that you're selling right now. It's fake as fuck.
Look at her.
Because your damn mouth. Hey, yo, no, not. Wait, no. I know.
Man, how many times have we seen this shit?
Hey, yo, I know you got the minister meme on here. Yo.
Look, women don't listen; they interpret. So there was a lot of interpreting.
Shut it down, quick.
So, ladies, just period. Everybody just watching or whatever. Understand that a lot of the times when you try to argue with a man or a woman, you're interpreting what somebody said, and you just go down a fucking rabbit hole when you don't necessarily.
And that's exactly right. Instead of listening to what is actually said, they interpret what they think he said, which is why she reacted the way she did. Even though he said, "I'm not talking about you specifically," like quite literally. But I like the way Anton surgically dismantled her and had her looking there, sitting there looking like Medusa, or after you look at Medusa, you freeze. You know what I'm saying? That's how she was looking, man. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, baby.